So the other day at work, we had a celebration. It was a Martin Luther King Day celebration, MLK Day celebration. And we have this every year. I don't always go every year, but I try to make it a point to go because they do have good speakers there. One year, I can't remember the lady's name, but she had written a book about black pain. That was basically about mental illness in the African American community, how that, we fail to recognize that as an illness, and just, I guess, when somebody has a depression actually is what was the mental illness. That African Americans refuse to recognize depression as a mental illness, and they just ignore it, and as a result of that, the person who is suffering with it suffers dearly. So her book was about how to overcome depression, how to recognize if somebody has depression in your family or your friend circle, and what you should do. So that was an awesome speech that she gave. This year we had Roland Martin, who used to be on, well, he probably still is, he's just been silenced a while for some comments, but he used to be on, he is on CNN. And they showcase a few interviews that he had, like with Michelle Obama and some other people. But anyway, so I went to the Martin Luther King Day celebration, and I signed up to be a volunteer. So I was like a hostess, sort of say, like, so when the employees came, it was like a meet and greet, like you give them the goodie bag that we prepared for them, which had a lot of the company products, and then you hi, whatever, give them their name pin or whatever. And I'm really not a very social person, so that's why I took that role, because I figured let me try to get out of my shell a little bit. So anyway, so when I got there, so I was like, sometimes when you get a lot of black people together for these kind of things, it can be kind of like bourgeoisie and not so friendly. And I was like, I didn't know how people were going to react or respond, but I was like, I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to go and do it and just give it my all and just be me. So I got there and I was giving out gift bags and the whole 9 yards, and what I was so happy was I ran into people from my old job, and lucky for me, my hair was on point. It was, kind of like how you see it now. It was a really nice twist out. So actually it was yesterday, so this is the day after. So anyway, so people from my old job, they were like, wow, your hair looks nice. Oh my God, your hair looks great. And then I started getting compliments from like other people too, like, wow, your hair looks nice. Is that really your hair? Is that all your hair? Blah, blah, blah. So then I started noticing that there were so many other naturals in the room. Or in the conference center, I should say. And I'm like, I really want to go over there and say something to them. But I don't know what like their reaction is going to be, because first we're at an MLK Day celebration. We're not here to talk about hair. But then I'm saying, I'm not really going to be talking about hair. I'm just going to compliment it. Just like I took a compliment and I said, well, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. They can also take a compliment too, So remembering what happened to me back in September, I kind of was like, do I really want to get my feelings hurt on such a nice occasion? I should just sit my behind down and watch Roland Martin and just call it a day. But I was like, nah. So I didn't know when I was going to say something, so I noticed, a lot of natural women. And for me, like, especially in my company, there are, the black population is not the highest. And then also to find like a bunch of naturals, I was like, well, damn, where are these women in my building, So I saw this one lady, she had like this Afro puff, and she must have been, I don't know how many months natural, but a while, because it was a big puff. And she had like a band over here, and there was just this big ass Afro puff, and I was like, I should make a beeline to her because that puff is rocking. So as I made my way through the room, chit-chatting or whatever, I noticed that people who were natural were checking each other out. There's nothing wrong with that, because I was certainly all in the room too. And more so than coming over to say hi, I noticed the occasional, the nods that people were giving each other. Like, yeah, girl, you're natural and you're rocking your do, so am I. So it was a good feeling. So as the evening progressed, like I would look around, I would see people like, staring at each other. And I guess like for us, it's a new kind of thing, and you always want to see somebody else who's natural and like take a look at what they're doing. So anyway, I made my way over to some naturals, and I was like, wow, I really like your hair. It looks really, really nice. And they're like, yeah, I was checking you out a while ago too, and your hair is just awesome. Like, it's so big. So then, you know, the speeches and all that were over, so there was time to, you know, to do that little bit of chit chat, and that was okay. So, you know, we talked a little bit, and like a lot of them were on YouTube, and some that are not on YouTube. So then, you know, I didn't discuss my channel because I don't want to be having it so close to home and people that I know. But I did mention YouTube and some YouTubers that I thought that were really cool. Like, you know, you can get some ideas from this person or some ideas from that person. So it felt so good to be in a room with, you know, a bunch of people that, you know, share the same type of, I guess, beauty trait, you know, hair. And that they were not arrogant, they were not stuck up, and they were willing to take a compliment and give compliments willingly. You know, there was no that, who did she think she was? None of that. And for the rest of the people that were there for the Martin Luther King celebration, there was no bourgeoisie attitude. I mean, there was like that, you know, we're here, we're professionals, and we're going to see Roland Martin talk as well as some other people give speeches. So yeah, we're going to be prim and proper, and we're going to act right, which was fine. You know, there wasn't like, I'm VP of sales, or I'm VP of diagnostics, or I'm VP of whatever. It was just nice. So I guess we have Martin Luther King to thank for that, because number one, that's how we got into some of these jobs, because we had Martin go out there and say they were all created equal and that we could have the same capacity to do the same job as a white person or a Chinese person. So when we came together as that one group in whatever numbers that we were, and we acted right and we treated each other right, it was just awesome. It was a really great experience. And that's all I'm going to say on that point or on that topic. So yeah, I had a really great time. And I'll catch you in my next video.